2, and 1.
Hi, this is Craig Proctor, and welcome to the Craig Proctor Real Estate Show. It's my pleasure today to interview Sandy Jamison from Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty in Santa Clara, California. Sandy, how are you doing today?
I'm doing awesome. How are you doing, Craig?
Great. Hey, thanks for being with me. I know you're super busy. Sandy works with her husband, Bob. Why don't we talk about how you got into real estate, how you met me, and overall what we're going to talk about today is we're going to teach you folks some really important information on SEO hacks to increase your page relevance and your ranking within Google. So we're actually going to teach you some valuable information. There's a very valuable handout that Sandy's created that we are going to show you today and make available to all of you that are still with us at the end of this interview. We'll put it in the comments section below. So Sandy, let's go back to the very beginning. What did you do before you got into real estate, and how did you get into this business?
Great question. So I actually worked in tech. So as you know, I'm out here in Silicon Valley, California. And so we're big tech out here. So after I graduated college, Bob and I both worked in tech. That's how we met. And I worked for Advanced Micro Devices, Cisco Systems, eBay, you name it. We worked for all the big companies, including Bob, Hewlett Packard, IBM. And so we learned a little bit.
So how do you go from tech into sales? Because there's not many people that do that, right?
Well, you'd be surprised. A lot of people get into it part-time, which is exactly what I did. So we started investing, and I decided to sell a couple of my investment properties, and I didn't want to have to pay the commission because I was in my 20s and I thought that was a lot of money. And so I just decided to get my license so that I could save a little bit of money and represent myself. So little did I know that that would then lead to me being one of the top producers as a part-time agent, basically selling houses for all these guys who work in tech who I knew. The entire database team at eBay, I pretty much sold them all a house. And so
that's interesting. So you just got your license for your own personal use, but you realized, hey, I'm pretty good at this and I like it. And so that's how you slowly made the transition. You made a lot of money too, I'm sure, or saved a lot of money. That's interesting. And so you were in real estate before, Bob?
I did. Yeah, I started before Bob, and then I kind of pushed him into it because I needed help.
Right.
And he got his license in order to support what I needed. And then eventually I kind of pushed him to quit his job, which is a very interesting story for you, Craig, because my business was growing, and I just got to a point where I couldn't break through that next level without his help. And I knew he had so much valuable information and abilities that he could really help me make that breakthrough, but he was busy on his job. And so anyway, back in 2018, we went to your conference in San Jose, and it was I think we paid for the 3-day conference. And out of that conference, he finally said, okay, I'll quit my job. If we do this, now I have a clear path forward. I know what I can do. I can take all this information and I can just chew on this and implement this. And okay, fine. So then he gave us notice, literally that week, he gave his notice, went out on a 6-month leave of absence for a while just to test it out, right?
Right.
And he got to work. And together we just started implementing as fast as we could everything we learned from Craig Proctor. And so that was in 2018. And now we're in 2021, only 3 years later, and our business has tripled from where we were back then.
Let's talk about production numbers. Before Bob came on, before you started working with me, what kind of production were you doing? And what does that look like today?
So before I joined Craig Proctor, I was averaging about 40 deals a year. And in our market, that's about 40 million because our average selling price was about $1 million.
Right.
So I just couldn't get past that 40 million mark or that 40 deal mark by myself. It was just me and my assistant. And so I really needed to figure out how to break through that. And I needed more help, and I needed assistance, and I needed to know how to build a team. And I just couldn't quite figure it out.
Right.
So now, looking at my numbers here, 2021 year to date, we have closed out 138 million worth and 133 units.
That's awesome. That's incredible. I really think with what's happening to real estate today and the tech that's involved, your background is such a huge asset. And you obviously have the natural ability for sales. So you've got a very unique personality that, to thrive in today's real estate industry. with your tech background, your aptitude, you and Bob, your aptitude for tech and innovation, and you understand marketing. So, what attracted you to the Craig Proctor system? You came to the conference, but what was it that you really liked about it? Because you definitely have gone all in on the Craig Proctor system. You own a Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty brokerage, which is a Craig Proctor brokerage. So you said, we attended the conference, Bob and I, and we knew right away. What was that feeling or that thing that you took away that made you know, hey, this is for me?
So I was spending a lot of money trying to figure out how to grow the business on marketing. And when I went to Craig Proctor, I realized that everything I was doing was all wrong, right? I was doing image advertising and it wasn't working. And I was spending money in marketing that was not effective and not producing the results that it should have. And so when I learned about the direct marketing concept, the direct response marketing, it just clicked. It was like an aha went off. I get it. These guys know what they're talking about. They know what they're doing. I need to join them. I need to learn from them. And I need to completely change everything that I'm doing and start learning these principles of marketing and how to be smart, how to market better, how to capture the audience, how to compel them to call me, because what I was doing was not compelling.
Right.
So,
you were really good when you were face to face with the clients. You just didn't have enough of them, and your lead generation wasn't predictable. It wasn't efficient.
Exactly. And I was basically surviving off referral sources that are where I have to pay hefty referral fees.
Okay. So everybody hear that? That's what attracted Sandy and Bob Jamison, was the lead generation, the conversion systems, the presentation systems. So we're going to get into it now, where Sandy's going to do the teaching here. And Faith, could you pull up? Can you pull up the bonus gift that we're going to make this available for everyone, but not until we're finished. We'll have a link in the comments here so you can get your hands on what Sandy has taken a lot of time to create and generously is making available to us all. So let's pop that up, Faith. And Sandy, our topic here today is the top 10 SEO hacks to improve your website rankings. Well, first of all, why is this important? Why is it important that we improve our website rankings, and what is truly valuable today for real estate agents to be aware of?
So everything is online these days, Craig. As you know, if you don't have a good online presence, then you're pretty much a secret agent. Nobody knows about you. And right now, if you can master the natural search so that you get organic traffic to your website, that is the best kind because it's free. It's the cheapest versus paid search where you have to pay for ads for people to click through to your page. So if you can figure out how to raise up your rankings so that when somebody searches for a real estate agent in your market, you're one of the first people that pops up. That's what you want to be. You want to be one of the first few clicks that they see when they search for a general real estate agent in your market. And so I'm going to tell you guys, I picked out 10 very easy to implement SEO hacks that you can do literally today. Most of these can be done in one day. And I'm all about giving you some real nuggets of information. If I'm going to sit through an hour call, I want to walk away with something. I want it to be worth my time. And so my goal today is to make sure that everything I tell you today is something that you can take off and you can run with it today. And there's a lot of nuggets here. So I really hope that you guys stay till the end because I got some really good stuff at the very end as a bonus too.
Cool. Okay. So where do you want to start with this, Sandy?
So let's start from number one. Let's start from the top.
Okay, Faith, rewind us to the top. And
all right. So
I know Sandy can speak quickly, so we're going to get a lot of value very quickly. So that means everybody watching has to listen quickly.
I'm going to talk fast. So get out your pen and paper and take notes. But the good thing is these slides are available for you. So first thing you want to do is you want to check the domain authority for your own website. And you can use a tool called moz.com. So I did that. I ran my domain authority and I came back as a 20. All right. A year ago, I was at a 2. All right. So I have raised up to a 20. Right now, we've got Craig Proctor at 29. And as you can see, Zillow, we know how they have huge domain authority. They're at a 90, right? I probably will never get to a 90, but if I can get higher and higher and higher, That's where you want to be. So this is a great way to measure where you are today so that a year from now, you can go back and take a look and see if what you're doing is making improvement and making change. So you definitely want to check your domain authority, and it's free. Just go to moz.com and check it out.
Right. So this is really the measuring stick to see if what you're doing is actually improving your ranking.
Yeah. See if you have any ranking, right? Some people zero.
True.
Now, the next thing you really need to do is you need to make sure that your NAP, your name, address, and phone is consistent throughout the web. So a really easy way to fix that is to sign up for a tool like Write Local. And this is basically a registry that will create citations. And it uses all of these, it's like yellowpages.com and all these websites. There are registry sites. You want to make sure that your business profile, your business name, your business address, and your business phone number are consistent across all of these registries so that Google, in the eyes of Google, they will see you as legitimate. Because if you have different names and different phone numbers and different information, then they don't see it as one and the same. So the more registries and sites that you are posted on that are linking back to you will give you more relevance in the eyes of Google. And so what you could do is you could sign up for a Write Local account. You could punch your website in there. It will basically run your rankings. It will look at your reputation. It'll look at your GMB page. And for $50, I was able to pay a $50 fee, and it essentially took 100 different registries and fixed them all for me.
For $50.
For $50.
Okay, folks, this is something easy that we all can do, right? $50. Go there, do this. Okay. Remember, all of this information is going to be available as a bonus at the end of our interview here. We'll put it into the comments. Okay, good stuff. Keep going.
All right. Number 3, most people don't know that images have data behind them, right? It's not just a picture. So Google can't read the picture, but they can read the data that's attached to the image. So what you want to do is you want to take maybe there's 4 or 5 images on your homepage. Let's say maybe you have a logo, maybe you have some sort of picture of a house or a kitchen, and you got a picture of yourself. You've got some pictures on your landing page, right? You want to take that and you want to give them a name. So in the bottom left corner, it says like real estate agents, San Jose, California.jpg. It doesn't say Sandy.jpg or my company name.jpg. It has the keywords in there that people might be searching for. And you name those images with some sort of variant of those keywords that you want to attract. And then what you do is you use this tool called GOL Manager, GOL Manager. Okay, this is a little tool. You just punch that in, and it's $10 a month. So you sign up, pay your $10, tag your images, and then cancel it. Okay. And what you do is you upload these 4 or 5 images that you have on your homepage into the GL Manager. You type in your location, let's say San Jose, California, and you move the pin to where you are, and it gives you a latitude and a longitude. All right. And then what you do is you tell it to write the tag to the image, and then you save it, re-download it. It's simple as that. You upload it, tag it, and re-download it. Now your image has a geotag that tags it to your location.
That is cool.
Super simple. Okay, after you do that, then you take those same images and you open up your image properties. So you right click on the image, you go down to properties, and then we'll open up your image properties window. You go to your details tab, and there's all this information that most people leave blank. They completely ignore this. All right. You want to take those images and you want to give yourself a 5-star review on it. And you want to give it a title and a subject, and you want to put tag comments in there. And what are we doing here? Take a look at what I've done. Real estate agent, San Jose, California. And I've got every derivative of realtor and real estate agent in my area of all these keywords that I want to attract, because Google now sees that information and says, oh, there's all these images with these keywords. This might be a relevant site. I better serve this site up, because now it's not just on the page content, but it's part of the image too. And so you want to take your key images and you want to do this, because most people don't know how easy this is and what the simple little change this is. But basically this is huge. And now Google can read it, and that just increased your rankings right there.
That's really smart.
And so as part of this, you want to, we call these long tail keywords. Okay. So on the left, I have a list of my long tail keywords: realtor agents in San Jose, California realtors in San Jose, right? And every variant that you can think of, these are long tail keywords. It's not just realtor, right? Or real estate, but you want to figure out what are those keywords, build out your long tail keywords. And then when you create your GMB page, you want to actually weave those into your description as well. Okay. So what you can see here is I've got my GMB page, and then I've got some comments. My description isn't just about, Sandy Jamison and my history. It's got a lot of keywords in there. I've got Morgan Hill, I've got San Jose, I've got Santa Clara County. I've got all these areas kind of woven into my description on GMB.
Okay, now this is one of the easier things that we've talked about. All of you can do that, right? And just model after what Sandy has, right? Like, obviously, you're probably not in San Jose, but you just model after what Sandy has done, and then your description in your GMB. You're going to go in and you're going to make sure that as many of those long tail keywords are in that description. How did you know about this? Where did you learn? Who told you to do this?
I pay people, Craig, to teach.
Well, it's okay. Now this is
teach me.
Right. This is insider information you're getting here, folks. How many of you like this? If you're enjoying this and you agree with me that this is like insider information that you don't get anywhere, and we're giving this information to you. Okay. Sandy is very good at this, and not only doing it, but actually communicating and teaching it to you. So let us know if you're appreciating this. Let us know in the comments what you think. All right, continue on, Sandy.
Okay, so now this is the one that is actually critical. So you need to have press releases. Press releases in the eyes of Google have one of the highest authority, all right? Because a lot of businesses don't have press releases, but press releases are like news. It's like newsworthy. It must be something legitimate in the eyes of Google. So what you do is you want to roll out a couple of press releases a month. Now, a lot of people say, well, I don't have anything to say. I don't have anything newsworthy. Well, it doesn't have to be that newsworthy. And the reality is people aren't going to read it. Okay. It's really for Google. Okay. So these are not going out on PR Newswire. We're not making a big splash with these things. We're putting them out on some lesser known PR site just so that it gets into the Google search engine. And so what we're doing here is you can see in these press releases in red, what am I doing? I'm highlighting certain keywords, which again are those long tail keywords, and I'm weaving those into the press releases. And the press release also has links back to my website. This is the most important, must have the links, and it must have the same NAP information, the phone number, the address, the website, everything. You want to have all of these things consistent. And again, there's those keywords showing up again and again and again in these press releases. And now Google's like, wow, this company and these keywords tying back to this website, I keep seeing this must be relevant. So I'm going to.
This must be important. Yeah, give us just some examples of the topics of some of your press releases.
I mean, you can talk about the market, how it's changing, how realtors, choose their agency. That's what I have here. You could talk about a new product offering. We did one about the money that we raised for our charity here, our worthy cause. When we have a big event or we get some sort of commendations from our local officials, which, I'm decently connected with our local city and board of supervisors here. And so if I do something for them, an event for them, I will try to profile that and turn it into a press release just for the sake of having something to say. And
how often are you doing these press releases?
Twice a month.
Twice a month. Okay. So this is just it's going to happen every 2 weeks. You're pumping out a new press release. Okay. So you guys have heard about press releases. Just use your imagination. Could be like just something as simple as what's going on with the market right now. Is the market going up? Is the market going down? It could be about interest rates. You're only limited by your imagination, but the key is to do it because it's definitely going to help you. And make sure that you're modeling after exactly the way Sandy is doing, creating her press releases. All right, let's go on to number 6.
Yeah, the next page actually gives you that model, Craig.
Oh, perfect.
Wait, go back. Yeah, right there. So here's a format. that you can essentially use.
Oh, I love this.
Kind of plug and play and build a press release and do 3 or 4 of them at a time, right? To say, be efficient, write 3 or 4 at a time and just get them ready to roll. And then sign up for one of these little PR sites. These are kind of cheap and quick and easy press release posting sites that don't cost a lot of money. And find one, sign up, and every couple weeks, just post something out there. Don't pay a lot of money to get a big splash. It's not worth it because, again, we're not putting it out there for other people really to read about it. We're putting it out there for Google.
Okay, so everybody get that? You're writing these every couple of weeks, but I like how Sandy time blocks it. She doesn't sit down every 2 weeks to do one. She might write 4 or 5 or 8 of these, sit down and write 8 of these. And then here are places where you can post the press release for free, but we're not really doing this for the exposure of the press release. As Sandy says, we're doing this for Google. I love the template. Folks, how many of you love the template? All you have to do is follow the template, plug in your information. Very valuable, Sandy. Thank you for this.
All right, number 6. So blogging and backlinks. All right, this is really huge these days. So we've got a number of content writers now who have approached us, and people are contacting us all the time. So we know something's changing in our site relevance because more and more people are contacting us. They want to write articles for us and to put on our site. And what they're doing is they are, for example, here's a downsizing, coping with grief in a new space. So this content writer gave me this article and it has links, and I kind of circled them. It's a little bit faint, but they have links to other businesses. And so when I put this on my site, I'm linking off to another business. So I just gave them a backlink. But my arrangement with these folks is, first of all, I will not link off to another competitor's site. But number 2, they have to weave in a backlink back to me. So it's a kind of a quid pro quo, like a reciprocation, right? I will post these articles for you that's going to link off to these 3 or 4 other companies that are completely non-related. It's like mental health or whatever, some sort of local business, but you need to write a similar article for their website that's going to link right back to me. And you can see here that article is got a link. I even have an internal link back to myself in these articles. And so backlinking is huge these days. The more backlinks you can get, the better, because now that is like one of the hugest things that we're seeing people do is trying to figure out on backlinking. Everybody wants to link to each other. And so we have people putting out articles every week with links, and then they're reciprocating back. And so we're starting to build backlinks all over the place. And that's we're starting to see things are really starting to rise up on our rankings.
How many arrangements would you say where you have this reciprocal relationship?
We've got about 4 or 5 right now. And then we even got paid. One of them even said, here, I'll give you $150 if you'll post this today. And we're like, okay.
Okay, so obviously you're going to be expanding that. Okay, very good stuff. All right, let's go to number 7. So that was blogging and link building. Mm-hmm. Number 7 is buyer listing alerts and driving traffic back to your site.
Yes, so it's really important. If most people have this some sort of system where they're sending listing alerts to their buyers, right? They set them up on a search, and every day their buyer gets a list of listings. And that list of listings, when they click on it for more information, should come back to your website, not to some other website that is the listing alert site. You should have a website that is all integrated together, because now every time you send out those hundreds or thousands of automated listing alerts and those people are clicking on them, you want to be driving all that traffic right back to your site.
That just only makes total sense, doesn't it?
Yeah. And the more traffic that Google sees coming back to your site, the more relevant it looks. And so you don't want to drive them off to some other listing alert system website, because that's the only cheap thing you signed up for. You want to get a real system, a real website that has the full integration with your listings, with your CRM, with everything, so that it's all contained in one place. This is huge. When we moved off of our old website and the old listing alert and went to this, then our website traffic just started going crazy. And so this makes total sense, but this is a piece that most people don't even think about. They don't even realize what they're doing or what the opportunity they're missing.
Yeah. How many of you watching it right now are listening to Sandy? You go like, yeah, she's absolutely right. What I'm doing when I'm emailing my buyers and driving the buyers elsewhere makes 0 sense. Like we work hard for our buyer to generate our buyer and seller leads. So you want them coming back to you. This is very useful, Sandy. Thank you so much. Let's go to number 8. Okay, number 8 is set up Google local services, which this is huge. In Canada, this hasn't rolled out yet. In the US, it has. Folks, you want to be all over this if you're not doing this. Let's talk about LSA and what a game changer this is. Explain exactly how this works, Sandy.
Yeah, well, that could be a whole discussion and a week's worth of training in and of itself. But
well, maybe we'll get you back just for this. But yeah, give us the Reader's Digest version of why this is important and how it works.
So this is one of the critical components of building your ranking. Is you've got to have a Google local service presence. Now, this is Google's way of basically fighting off Yelp, right? For a while, people wanted to be on Yelp and have their business profile on Yelp and get their reviews on Yelp. Well, Yelp, we don't care about Yelp anymore. It's all about Google local services, okay? You've got to register your business with this. You have to get through the screening. You have to be relevant. And then once you are serving up these Google local service ads, you want to make sure that you are getting reviews on your GMB page, not on Yelp, not on Zillow, not on these other sites. Because right now, when you rank up, when you have all these reviews and you are consistently getting more and more reviews, again, Google is going to keep prioritizing you and rising you up to the top more and more and more. And so it's so important. So we've got now 200, this one said 241 reviews. Now we have increased that. We were about 40 a couple months ago, and we've made a real concerted effort to focus on our Google reviews and get as many as we can so that we can show up more and more when people search for a San Jose real estate agent. We want to be the first one that pops up right there.
Okay, so let me make sure everyone understands why this, LSA, Google Local Services, are really important. Okay, so we all agree that when we're going to look for a product or service, we start our search online. So it used to be paid ads, like your pay-per-click, were at the top. Well, your Google local service ads are on top of pay-per-click. Your pay-per-click's on top of your organic, your SEO stuff. So now, if the lead comes in from Google local services and it's not a great lead, you can actually send it back and get your money back. So talk about that.
Yeah, it's unlike anything else. I don't know any other company that allows that, but it's insane. If you get, 5 leads and you determine that 2 or 3 of them are junk and they're not legitimate, or they're contacting you for property management and you're not in the property management business, or they were a robocall or whatever, you literally just file a little report right in the Google local service system, tell them it was bad, and they will reverse the charge for you and no penalty to you at all.
Let me know in the comments, how many of you are using Google local services ads? And how many of you have never heard about this before? Like if you're in Canada right now, it's not available yet. This is for services. So in Canada, they have some services available, but not real estate yet, but it's coming. Now, everybody, whether you're in US or Canada, you want to jump on this as soon as you can before all the other realtors kind of know about this. And then your ranking. So, if I was to Google Atlanta real estate agents, there'll be a bar of like maybe 3 agents that come up. And then, you can see more and you'll see everybody else. How you get to the top, Sandy is saying, is you want to have as many reviews on your Google My Business page as possible. So if you're in Canada right now and this isn't available, build up your reviews. Build up your reviews. This is critical because when you do the Google local services, that's why Bob and Sandy are above the guy below. What other things does Google use as far as ranking? I know it's number of reviews. Is it also like you have to answer your calls as well, right?
Your activity level, right? If you're getting calls, they must be answered. If you're missing those calls, you're going to get penalized and you're going to get put at the bottom of the list. You want to have activity on your GMB page. You want to have regular posts, regular engagement. You want to follow up and post in those calls. What happened? What was it? Did you book the appointment? And there's information where you can go in and you can update. It's almost like a mini CRM And you can actually tell Google, hey, this is a good lead and this is what happened with it. They like to see that. So don't ignore all the information that you can fill out in your GMB page or in your Google Local Service Ad account, because all that information helps Google see that you're actively working these and that you're a really good business, and therefore we should give you more and more.
Are you mostly getting sellers or buyers, or what's the split from this?
Good question. I think it's a mix right now, honestly, Craig.
But these are seriously good leads, like right at the top of the pecking order, right? These are like, hey, Sandy, I want to list my house, or hey, Sandy, I want to buy a house.
Absolutely. These are good.
These Google Local Services leads are going to be like obviously way higher intent than Facebook, way higher intent than Google pay-per-click, way higher intent than most of what we do. So everybody wants to jump on this, learn as much as you can. Again, if you're in the US, this is available for you. You've got to get as many reviews on your Google My Business page as possible, and you have to answer the calls. If you do that, you'll be at the top of the ranking. You'll get more. You'll generate more leads. Okay, that's a big one.
Respond to the review too. So if you have 200 reviews, you need to go in there and put a response to every single review that comes in.
Yeah, and if you can get reviews where they post pictures, that's like even better.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Sandy, we could have you back for more just on this topic of Google Local Services. But let's move on. That was number 8. How did we get to number 10? Is there number 9 there?
Oh, that was 8 and 9 combined.
Oh, 8 and 9. Okay, sorry, didn't catch
Set it
it.
up and then get the reviews. They were kind of combined.
Okay, got it. All right, our final one, number 10. And let us know in the comments if you're enjoying this. I hope everyone's getting their money's worth, because this obviously is a free educational interview we're doing here. Very valuable. Number 10 is website page titles. Talk about this.
Right, so a lot of people have a website and they have a number of pages, right? You've got to focus on the content on the site. So you want to have informative page titles, and these might look kind of familiar to you, Craig, but what is the page about, right? We want to have clear and consistent and normal verbiage in our page titles. Don't be like page 1 or page 2. You want to actually say, this page is called 11 inspection traps, or 10 best buys hot lists, or 10 questions agents hate. So you want to have relevant page titles. And then the next slide is the part that we're still working on, I have to admit, Craig. But with these pages, there's a lot of metadata that needs to be put in there. And we're actually in the middle of a process right now. This is quite time consuming, because you want to get this right. But for every page, you can open it up and you can write in your titles, your meta descriptions, your keywords, and information about every single page. But this is time consuming because we have so many pages, and you want to actually sit down and think about and write it carefully. You don't want to have a lot of conflicting or duplicate information. And so I've got my web designer now. We're going through all of our pages and we're updating all of our metadata on every page, because we kind of realized when we did some analysis on our pages, there was this big area that we were missing. And that was our metadata was just incomplete. It was just non-existent. And so you can see here's a page that is incomplete. We haven't completed this one. And so this needs to be filled out. And when you are building a website, every page has this kind of content behind it, just like an image has content behind it so that Google can understand what that image is about. Every page has this kind of content so that they understand what your page is about. And so this is us trying to work through this. And this is huge. When we get through this process, Craig, this is going to increase our rankings that much more. And so this is like one of the final things that we are currently working on. And this is absolutely something that any realtor can do. It's a little time consuming, but do it and put it out there, because it doesn't cost you anything. It's simple to do, and you only can benefit from this. And so just carve some time out, go through all your pages and start inputting all of your metadata. And so that is huge in the eyes of Google too.
Okay, let's Faith, let's go back to Sandy and I. We can close this out. Oh, are we done? Have we got one more page?
Okay, so this is just kind of a summary. So all of these things that I have been telling you about was really to drive you to showing up in the map pack or the 3-pack, right? You know, when you search, so now we show up across the top under Google Local Services, but we also show up in the 3-pack under the map, or also known as the map pack. And so in order to stay relevant and keep showing up in that map pack, you want to be posting your blog content every week, press releases 2 times a month, continuing to build your reviews. If your keywords aren't working, change them up, find different keywords, update your GLS application every single day, keep posting to your GMB page, and look for conflicting data and remove it. So these are things that you must do consistently if you want to keep your rankings high and you want to keep you showing up in the map pack. SEO is not a one-time thing. You can't just do it one day and forget it and think it's going to continue to work forever. This is something you have to continually work on. You must continually nurture it, and you must feed it. It's like, you know, an animal. You got to keep feeding it and feeding it and feeding it. And the more you feed it, the more you rank higher and higher and higher, and you will stay up in those rankings.
And feeding this is more important today than it's ever been, and it's going to get even more important as we go into the future. So if you look at all the money and all the time you spend on marketing, this warrants time. You know, you need to. Everyone needs to download this, first of all. Let us know again in the comments, did you find the information that Sandy provided here extremely useful? The answer, that's a rhetorical question. The answer is obviously yes. So we are going to have a download in the comments when we're done here. You guys can grab this and do something with this. I mean, if you did even a couple of the things that Sandy talked about today, it's going to benefit your business. Now, Sandy, tell us about your real estate team. You recruited Bob. You recruited your husband, Bob, when you became so successful. And of course, Bob was a great find and a huge asset to your business. But since that time, you've expanded your business. Give us an overall view of what that business looks like, because here's where I'm going with this. If you're in Santa Clara, California right now, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to spend 5 or 10 years figuring this out. If you want to make more money as a real estate agent and work less, you should have a conversation with Sandy about joining forces, about partnering up in some capacity, because as you can tell, Sandy and Bob's business is exploding. They're experiencing exponential growth. And what they're looking for is they're looking for ambitious realtors that want to be part of this thriving business. Talk about what the team looks like now and what your vision is going into the future. What is this going to look like a year or two down the road?
Yeah, that's great. So, you know, again, I was kind of a one-man show with one assistant, right? And so now I've got 12 agents on my team.
That's awesome.
I have 3 ISAs. I have 3 full-time marketing people who are cranking out marketing for me on my listings. And I've got a customer service representative. We're in the process of hiring an office manager person or sales manager to help manage all these OSAs. And we've got Bob and I basically running the business. And so we are expanding. We're recruiting more agents. We're trying to build a team because, again, our business is exploding. The phone is ringing. I have way more appointments than I can ever imagine. And so it's great. I'm just giving opportunities and appointments.
I mean, that really is the biggest problem you have right now. Most realtors, their problem is I don't have enough business. You have an absolute overflow of high quality business, and you need motivated realtors that you can coach up on the system. And basically, if you're an outside sales agent on your team, you're basically just getting appointments, right? You're going from listing appointment to buyer appointment to listing appointment using the presentation systems. You've got all the follow-up and support. So, what is the benefit that an outside sales agent would derive from working with you rather than, being the solo agent, trying to figure all this out? It's not that it can't be done. You did it, but there really is no need. I mean, if you're in Santa Clara, California, there's no downside to reaching out to Sandy. What would be the best way to do that, by the way? How do they reach you?
Yeah, so they could reach me by phone or email. So my phone number is 408-802-4017, or they can email me at sandy@tuscanaproperties.com, or they can just Google me. Sandy Has Buyers.
Well, that's true. We could find you on Google. That won't be hard.
Buyers is one of our keywords and one of the things that we advertise heavily, and we get a lot of traffic off of that. But yeah, we're literally setting appointments every single day, sending our team out on appointments. They don't have to build websites. They don't have to do marketing. They don't have to door knock. They don't have to hold open houses. They don't have to implement CRM systems. They don't have to implement any technology. They just can jump right in, use all the tools that we have, that we provide for them, and literally just learn how to present, how to talk to the client, and how to meet with them and get it signed and go sell them a house. And we just will, once they master that, they just go out on appointment after appointment after appointment, and they're just closing deals now. And so that's the key, is they need to focus on what's important, not just on what is readily there or what's, all those things that can distract you. They need to be focusing on sales. Meet the client, sign them up, sell the house or find the house, buy the house, and close, and then get the review, right? Those are the only things they need to focus on.
Right. So this is the future of real estate, folks. This is called specialization. And if you're the right kind of realtor, you live in Santa Clara area, again, reach out to Sandy. You basically are going to be in front of people that want to buy and sell real estate all day long. Everything else is done for you. You don't have to worry about lead generation. You don't have to worry about following up with longer term prospects. That's all done by the inside sales agent. You don't have to worry about, getting the keys cut, installing the key boxes, putting up the signs. No. All that is taken care of. If you want to make a lot of money as a real estate agent, meeting with buyers and sellers, Sandy, give us that phone number one more time.
408-802-4017, or you can also try 408-686-SOLD.
That's a good one. Okay, so folks, this is Sandy Jamison. Her husband, Bob, they work in Santa Clara, California. This has been very useful information. I think you'll agree. Leave us the comments below. Also, if you like what you hear today, this is the Craig Proctor system. Okay, Sandy exemplifies the Craig Proctor system. She understands tech, she understands systems, she understands marketing, she understands how to leverage people. This is about leverage. This is about teaching real estate agents in any marketplace in the United States or Canada how you can have a better life as a realtor, serve your clients at a higher level, make more money, have more time off, really have more freedom. If you would like to book a call, a free call with me and my team, you can do that by going to proctorcall.com. Where you'll be able to set a day and time. We'll jump on a quick Zoom meeting. We'll ask you a couple questions about what you're doing now in your business. We'll offer you some suggestions, probably some things you've never heard of before. And then you can decide, could working with Craig in a closer way benefit my business? If not, you've got a great free consultation, no downside at all. But do that. If you're intrigued by this, if you would like to know what the top real estate agents in the United States and Canada are doing, proctorcall.com. Go there, book your free, no obligation. It's not a sales pitch. This will, I promise you, be an educational session with me, just like here. We weren't selling you anything here today. You've learned an awful lot of information. So in the comments below, you're going to find the bonus items or bonus gift. This is all of the material that Sandy graciously provided. It's in the link in the comments below, and you'll see a link to book a call with me at proctorcall.com. Sandy, I want to thank you so much. I know you're super busy. Thanks for carving out the time to be with me here today. We'll get you back again because I know you're always going to be providing us with new great information as you progress and grow your business. Please say hi to Bob for me. Thanks for doing this. Again, this is Sandy Jamison, Santa Clara, California, and I'm Craig Proctor. Thank you for watching the Craig Proctor.